I'm hearing peace, phoenix, and collateral damage. No matter who somebody is, no matter what the label is, it all comes down to how is someone treating you and what are you allowing. Because what you're allowing tells you everything about where the unhealed wounds are and where you've healed them and been healing them, versus where you're placing strong boundaries. I feel like this is somebody who you've been through a lot emotionally, and it's like you don't want to be collateral damage to anyone anymore. You deserve who and what is ready when they meet you. Ready as in, they've been doing the work too, right? No one's perfect, but they've been putting in that work. I'm seeing Phoenix because I feel like somebody is really, you know, when you go, you've got to walk through those fires to rise from them, right? You've got to turn the past versions of you into ashes. You know, when somebody comes through and, you know, the sun here is like that fire is what you're coming into, and it's like brighter than ever. It's beautiful. And when somebody, if divine masculine takes action towards the divine feminine isn't as open and receiving, it's for a reason. That is when you understand that you're having to face the consequences of your actions. But it doesn't come before you take accountability. How much have you really taken accountability, right? How much are you going towards a responsible no versus a quick fix yes, right? There's something about kind of the need to balance here, a need to balance kind of freedom with, I feel like, I'm feeling so many different things. Like there's this need to be grounded whilst also feeling free. Like there's this balance that's coming through, but being grounded means you need to take like responsibility for your actions, right? Accountability, and also understand that it's growing. These healing phases are growing. It's through layers, remember. I do feel like with this, I feel like there's a Queen of Pentacles who's got she's not going to lower her standards for anyone. She shouldn't. She's got boundaries for a reason, right? She understands everything she has been through. And this is what I mean. She's honouring her peace right now because she's been through enough to get there, right? There's kind of this energy of, you know, should I allow this or should I not? And I think that the truth answer here is how much are you saying no or yes to yourself, right? Because it's okay if you want to say yes to somebody or to something, whatever it is that comes your way. It's just about, it needs to prove that it's worth it, right? Just as you know, and you will full well embody your worth, because that's what you're doing with this Queen of Pentacles energy, right? There is this energy of don't get stuck in this like space of feeling like you're lesser than. There's this energy of being concerned that there's others, something about others, right? So if this is to do with like a connection, it could be to do with you know, being worried that there's other options, potentials in the back of someone still in that behavior, you know, that unhealthy kind of thing. Or it could just be that you're concerned that still is the case. The Lovers at the bottom of the deck. I do see there's a beautiful pathway that's being opened up, and it is going to be your decision to make whether you say yes or no to this. Once again, there's this energy of how much is this going to bring you peace. I think that you're focused right now on building stability for yourself. You know, because I think there's definitely something about you focused on your career path. There's a lot of Pentacles here. We've got the Knight as well here. There's a lot of patience. Oh my God, I think one of your lessons, 5 of Pentacles, has been patience, especially when it comes to abundance, like no quick fixes, no rushing. It's kind of like there's been a need for you to really ground yourself in, even if this is like lack or scarcity or whatever, for you to recognize the worth that's been within you all along. It's not about what's happening outside of you or what you're calling in. There's something about that that's really important. High Priestess. You have a lot of knowledge. I've just had knowledge that you're sitting on, a lot of spiritual knowledge. You could be, there's something about your third eye. That's really beautiful. There are past situations though that you don't allow the past to hold you back. Don't let that kind of cause wars inside your own mind, or even with you and other people who want to come forward. 3 of Cups here. I feel like there's some kind of celebration. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There is this feeling of a celebration ahead, but there's something about the past that I think that you're just umming and ahhing over, okay? But you know what's going to help? Real, honest conversations. Understanding where everybody stands right now. There's a lot of confusion. There are unanswered questions. That was the King of Wands there. Unanswered questions. it's like you've just been left in a state of confusion, okay? And you've had to bring yourself out of this. Six of Swords. You're the one who's had to say, actually, what do I want based on my worth? And anything else that's in the picture, you deserve better, basically. There's going to be a pause, and you're going to need that pause to gain a new perspective with the information that you receive. I feel like you might receive something that it might not be the easiest thing to hear, right, with the Seven of Swords, but there's something about it that somebody wants to bring you justice. You've got Justice, King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. I'm feeling divine justice, especially with Libra full moon. Ooh, massive ringing in my ear. Whatever happened, you weren't treated the way you deserved to be, but it did highlight to you where there's still wounding within you that needed to be healed. So, for example, codependency, attachment, relying outside of yourself when everything, all that you needed and desired was inside of you. And this is what you needed to recognize, is release your ex. There's heavy energy of that here, I think. And again, that's that past energies, right? Don't let that past hold you back. Stay optimistic. You've got to stay optimistic with whatever the situation is, especially when it comes to, again, to do with, yes, love, but also money, and both of these things, reconciliation, separation. Wow. Okay. Some kind of test that's going to come up, and it's all going to be about what you've been learning about yourself, okay? So, and you know, that energy that I spoke on earlier, divine masculine coming forwards, there's a reason that came up, past life relationship, trust. You already know this connection, you know who they are, but there's something about the past, playfulness and passion. I think that something was taken too lightly, or there was just a lot of lust, especially with this energy here that I'm feeling. It was just lust driven, passion and impulse driven, right? I feel like you felt like you were taken for granted as well. You know, I do feel like you were undervalued massively. I will say this, but when somebody does that, understand that they will be taught their lessons. People will come into their lives and they will have to, like, it's karma. You deserve love. You are lovable. Love yourself first. These have been massive lessons that you've had to learn. Whatever's coming in, you're really going to have to ask yourself, what are you worthy of? What do you deserve? Okay. And also there's something about, you know, it's not really about the instant, like what's happening face value. It's about the consequences, like I say, of the actions, right? There were some things done in the past, and you weren't aware of what they were, etc. However, new romantic cycle, this is where you're going to learn some truths, and you're going to really have to act in a way that's more. Don't forget, this is about you. When you are on the divine journey to access your divine self here on earth, when you are faced with temptations and just anything that's pulling you away, you will face the consequences of that far quicker, far more than anybody else. They've got a totally different soul lesson, soul journey happening, right? I think this is something you have learned. Win-win outcome is forecast here. And you're recognizing that what is and isn't worth your energy, and also who and what can match you. There's a real opportunity for a healing phase to begin here. I'm talking about together. You've known lifetimes, you know each other soul by soul. There's this need to hold faith and trust in what's happening, right? But the healing phase will require you both to go inwards first and foremost. Luck is on your side. Meditate and contemplate. Bring love into the situation. Okay, the answers you need are coming, but you will need to take your time to understand what's been happening and how you feel about it as well. Okay, and be honest with each other. Whatever's happening, it's all to release anything that's still there, so you can move that kind of emotional toil into emotional release. Okay, let me know this reading was for you. Sending so much love.